जय हिंद दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सबका शास्त्र पर कम्युनिटी में। इससे पहले हमने डिस्कस किया था स्केड्यूल्स और आर्टिकल्स से रिलेटेड जो भी क्वेश्चंस थे। आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे प्रियम्बल के क्वेश्चंस। और देखिए, इसके अलावा हम साइंस की घटना चक्र डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, तो वो भी आप चेक कर सकते हैं। फिजिक्स वाला पार्ट ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट हो चुका है, उसमें एक वीडियो और आना रह गया, उसके साथ ही फिजिक्स कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। वील स्टार्ट विद केमिस्ट्री देन। और 4 प्लेलिस्ट, कंप्लीट प्लेलिस्ट घटना चक्र की अवेलेबल हैं। हिस्ट्री, इकोनॉमिक्स, इकोलॉजी और जोग्राफी, तो वो भी आप चेक कर सकते हैं। और इसके अलावा करंट अफेयर्स में घटना चक्र आई दृष्टि करंट अफेयर्स की प्लेलिस्ट भी अवेलेबल है। ठीक है, तो इतना कुछ अभी चैनल पर अवेलेबल है, आप इसको देख सकते हैं। और ये कंप्लीट होते ही हमारी 6 प्लेलिस्ट जो घटना चक्र की इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेलिस्ट हैं वो पूरी की पूरी आपको इस चैनल पे मिल जाएंगी। ठीक है, तो देखिए, आप लोग भी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए चैनल को, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों तक पहुँचाइए। तो मेनली यही एक अभी उद्देश्य है कि सब तक पहुंच पाए, जहां ज़रूरत है वहां तक चीज़ें पहुंच पाएँ। ये अभी मेनली एक क्या बोल सकते हैं कि मतलब लोगों तक पहुंचाने का भी मेन जो इशू था यही था, इसी से स्टार्ट हुआ था ये, कि एटलीस्ट घटना चक्र का सारा जो मटेरियल है एक ही चैनल पे आपको मिल जाए रिवीजन के लिए। तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर कीजिए इन चीज़ों को, ज़्यादा सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और लाइक कीजिएगा वीडियो को। ठीक है, स्टार्ट करते हैं प्रियम्बल के साथ। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन in the preamble is: in the following quotation, we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure all of its citizens justice, तो 3 तरीके का justice है, social, economic, political, liberty, 5 तरीके की liberty है, thought, expression, belief, faith and expression, and equality, किसकी? 2 तरीके की, status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this acts do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. X stands for. ठीक है, तो इसको आपको बताना है कि कौन से दिन बेसिकली अडॉप्ट किया गया था। प्रियम्बल में लिखा हुआ है कि इट वाज अडॉप्टेड ऑन 26 डे ऑफ नवंबर 1949। इजी क्वेश्चन था, बट इसको बनाया थोड़ा सा इस तरीके से बढ़ा गया था। सो नेक्स्ट इज, देखिए, द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन स्टार्ट्स विद अ प्रियम्बल विच आउटलाइंस द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. It describes the nature, objective and ideals of Indian political system, and it also contains a date on which the constitution was adopted, and the date is 26 November 1949. So the X term stands for adoption date. What was the exact constitutional status of Indian Republic on 26th January 1950 when constitution came into force? So it was a sovereign democratic republic. Constitution of India came into force on 26 January 1950. The exact constitutional status on 26 January 1950 was a sovereign democratic republic. The word socialist, secular and integrity were added by 42nd Amendment Act 1976. What was the exact constitutional status of India on 26 January 1950? So it was a sovereign democratic republic. द वर्ड सेक्युलर एंड सोशलिस्ट ये ऐड हुए थे कौन से अमेंडमेंट से? तो दीज वर एडेड बाय 42nd अमेंडमेंट. 42nd अमेंडमेंट से ये ऐड हुए थे. बाय विच नेम और नेम्स इज आवर कंट्री मेंशन्ड इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? सो इट इज मेंशन्ड बाय भारत एंड इंडिया. ठीक है. There was no unanimity in the Constituent Assembly about the name of the country. Some members suggested the traditional name Bharat, while others advocated the modern name India. So the Constitution of India contains both. Article 1 में लिखा हुआ है that India, that is भारत, shall be a union of state. ठीक है, तो दोनों ही नाम इसमें लिए गए हैं. In the context of preamble of Indian Constitution, which of the following sequence is correct? Republic, peoples, democratic, secular, socialist, universal, sovereign. Sovereign, socialist, democratic, people, secular, republic. Sovereign, socialist, people, democratic, secular, socialist, republic. या सोवरेन सोशलिस्ट सेक्युलर डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक? तो देखिए ये इसका आंसर होगा लास्ट वाला, सोवरेन सोशलिस्ट सेक्युलर डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक. The preamble to the Constitution of India as amended by 42nd Amendment 1976 is, "We the people of India having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign socialist secular democratic republic." The word people is not mentioned in the preamble of Indian Constitution, and this particular word has been mentioned in the Constitution of China. ठीक है, People's Republic of China. Which of the following word is not mentioned in the Constitution in the preamble of the Constitution of India? So federal word नहीं है preamble में. In which form in India declared in the preamble of Indian Constitution? So it is declared as a sovereign socialist secular democratic republic. ट्रिपल एस डी आर से आप याद रखिएगा, बेसिकली इसका ये क्रोनोलॉजी है, सोवरेन सोशलिस्ट सेक्युलर डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग वर्ड्स, सोशलिस्ट डेमोक्रेटिक सोवरेन सेक्युलर. आपको सीक्वेंस लगाना है, ठीक है. तो सीक्वेंस क्या हो जाएगा, सोवरेन सेक्युलर सोवरेन सोशलिस्ट सेक्युलर एंड डेमोक्रेटिक. ठीक है, सोवरेन, फिर उसके बाद सोशलिस्ट है, उसके बाद सेक्युलर है और डेमोक्रेटिक है. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग वर्ड्स हैव बीन एडेड टू द प्रियम्बल बाय 42nd अमेंडमेंट एक्ट? सो प्रियम्बल जो 42nd अमेंडमेंट एक्ट है उससे दो वर्ड जोड़े गए थे, सोशलिस्ट और सेक्युलर. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग डिस्क्राइब्स इंडिया एज अ सेक्युलर स्टेट? Preamble of the Constitution describes India as a secular state. It was added by the 42nd Amendment Act 1976. Which one of the following words was not included in the preamble of Indian Constitution in 1975? Fraternity, sovereignty, equality, integrity. So integrity नहीं जोड़ा गया था, बाकी fraternity, sovereign, fraternity, equality, sovereign ये जोड़े गए थे. Consider the following statements in regards to the preamble of Constitution and select the correct one using the codes given below. The objective resolution of Jawaharlal Nehru finally became preamble. It is non-justiciable. It can't be amended. Preamble cannot override the specific provision of the Constitution. So, इसमें से जो गलत है वो है it can't be amended. ऑब्जेक्टिव रेजोल्यूशन जो कि जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी के द्वारा मूव किया गया था 13 दिसंबर 1946 को, it unanimously adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 22nd January 1947, and later this resolution became the foundation of the preamble. The Supreme Court said in the Keshwanand Bharti case that the preamble of the Constitution can be used to explain the ambiguous areas of the Constitution. Amendment of the preamble is possible, and by 42nd constitutional amendment, the words socialist, secular and integrity were added to it. ये non-justiciable है, that is its provision can't be enforced in a court of law, and it cannot override the provisions of the Constitution. So in the given statement, only 1 to 4 are correct. The preamble of the Constitution was amended by, so it was amended by 42nd Amendment. Characterization of India as a sovereign democratic republic changed to sovereign socialist secular democratic republic. जो पहले से SDR था, sovereign democratic republic, सोशलिस्ट और सेक्युलर जोड़ा गया 42nd अमेंडमेंट से. द टर्म यूनिटी ऑफ द नेशन was changed to unity and integrity of the nation. The term socialist was added in the preamble by 42nd Amendment Act. तो ये रट लो बस बिल्कुल ही कि पहले हम क्या थे, पहले हम थे सिर्फ सोवरेन डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक, सोवरेन थे. सोशलिस्ट और सेक्युलर हम बने हैं 42nd अमेंडमेंट एक्ट 1976 से. और यूनिटी एंड इंटीग्रिटी में इंटीग्रिटी भी जोड़ा गया था. द टर्म सोशलिस्ट वाज ब्रॉट इनटू प्रियम्बल ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बाय विच अमेंडमेंट? सो 42nd अमेंडमेंट. इन द प्रियम्बल ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अडॉप्टेड ऑन 26 नवंबर 1949, कौन से वर्ड नहीं थे? तो देखिए सोशलिस्ट नहीं था, सेक्युलर नहीं था, इंटेग्रिटी नहीं था, सोवरेन डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक था. द वर्ड सोशलिस्ट एंड सेक्युलर इंसर्टेड अगेन 42nd अमेंडमेंट, बहुत बार ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है. सेक्युलर वॉज इंसर्टेड इन द preamble 42nd amendment. The goal of the constitution is to secure assure all its citizens justice, social and economic, liberty of thought and expression, equality of opportunity, dignity of the individual. आपको करेक्ट चूज करना है. द गोल ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज टू सिक्योर, तो ये डी हो जाएगा, ऑल ऑफ द अबव. द preamble embodies the basic philosophy and fundamentals values on which constitution is based. तो जस्टिस 3 तरीके का देता है, सोशल, इकोनॉमिक एंड पॉलिटिकल, इसमें 2 का मेंशन है. देन लिबर्टी ऑफ थॉट, एक्सप्रेशन, बिलीफ, फेथ एंड वर्शिप, इक्वालिटी ऑफ स्टेटस एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी, एंड फ्रेटर्निटी, एश्योरिंग द डिग्निटी ऑफ इंडिविजुअल and unity and integrity of the nation. How many types of justice, liberty, equality and fraternity in that order have been mentioned? Justice कितने हैं? 3. उसके बाद liberty कितने तरीके की है? 5. equality कितने तरीके की है? 2. और fraternity तो सिंगल ही है, fraternity. ठीक है, तो 3, 5, 2, 1. India is a republic. That means it is the people who are final authority in all matters. There is no parliamentary system of government in India. There are no hereditary rulers in India. तो रिपब्लिक का मतलब ये है कि अब कोई हेरिडिटरी रूलर्स नहीं है. रिपब्लिक मीन्स a state in which supreme power is held by the people and head of the state is elected by people through election. In case of India, the head of the state is elected by indirect election, that is through elected representative. Hence, India is a republic. India has people's sovereignty because the preamble of the constitution begins with the words, "We the people of India." And these words indicate the sovereignty of the people and citizens of India. It means that people of India are not governed by any external power but directed by the constitution. Where have the words "We the people of India" have used in the constitution? So it is used in preamble. All individuals are fully and equally human. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? This is known as universalism. All individuals are fully and equally human. Which of the following is correct expression of the term secular in India? Secular का important मतलब secular का main मतलब क्या है? That there is no religion of the state. अगर आप मोटा मोटा समझेंगे तो इसका मतलब ये है कि रिलीजन, स्टेट का कोई अपना रिलीजन नहीं है. स्टेट अपने आप को ये नहीं बोलता है कि वो हिंदू है या मुस्लिम है. जैसे कि अगर हम दूसरे देशों में देखें, लेट्स से अफगानिस्तान में देख रहे हैं, पाकिस्तान, वो बोलते हैं कि उनके स्टेट का रिलीजन क्या है, इस्लाम है या कोई और है तो वहाँ क्रिश्चियनिटी है. बट इंडिया का एज सच, इंडिया कभी ये नहीं बोलता है कि हमारे देश का रिलीजन सनातन है. एवरीवन इज़ वेलकम, ऑल्दो परसेंटेज वेरी हो सकते हैं, बट अपने स्टेट का कोई पर्टिकुलर रिलीजन नहीं है. Which of the following word is not in the preamble of the Constitution of India? So public welfare नहीं है. Which of the following liberty is not embodied in the preamble of India? So liberty of thought, expression, belief, economic liberty नहीं है. देखिए, which one of the following reflects the most appropriate relationship between law and liberty? Most appropriate relationship between law and liberty को अगर हम देखें तो it is if there are no laws, there is no liberty. ठीक है, तो अगर कोई लॉ नहीं होगा तो कोई लिबर्टी भी नहीं होगी. द टू आर नॉट एट ऑड्स विद वन अनदर, रादर दे कंप्लीमेंट वन अनदर. द लिबर्टी ओनली कम्स एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ एस्टेब्लिश्ड लॉज. व्हेन देयर आर नो लॉज टू प्रोटेक्ट और प्रोवाइड फ्रीडम एंड लिबर्टी, violations of the same take place. Which among the following is not mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution? Religious justice नहीं है, social, economic and political justice है. In the preamble of Indian Constitution, which justice is provided to all citizens? Social, economic and political. Which of the following objective is not embodied in the preamble to the Constitution? Liberty of thought, इकोनॉमिक लिबर्टी, लिबर्टी ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन, लिबर्टी ऑफ बिलीफ. तो देखिए इकोनॉमिक लिबर्टी नहीं है. लिबर्टी ऑफ थॉट, एक्सप्रेशन, बिलीफ, फेथ एंड वर्शिप ये दी हुई है. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज ट्रू इन रिलेशन टू प्रियम्बल ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया? द वर्ड socialist and secular were not the part of preamble of constitution at the time of were not the part of preamble of the constitution on the enforcement of the constitution 1950. बाद में इनको ऐड किया गया 42nd amendment से. Which part of Indian Constitution has been described as the soul of Constitution? So preamble को soul of the Constitution बोला है. देखिए आप कितनी बार ये पूछा गया है. K. Munshi, member of drafting committee, defined preamble as the horoscope of our sovereign democratic republic. Subhash Kashyap has mentioned that if the constitution is a body, then preamble is the soul. If preamble is a foundation, then constitution is a structure or building on it. It is notable that B.R. Ambedkar has recognized the right to constitutional remedies as the heart and soul of the constitution. So if the question is asked with respect to Dr. Ambedkar, तो उस केस में आंसर हो जाएगा आर्टिकल 32, right to constitutional remedies. ठीक है. Who among the following called the preamble of the Indian Constitution the horoscope of our sovereign democratic republic? So he is K. Munshi, who termed constitution a sacred document. Constitution को एक sacred document किसने बोला था? तो ये बोला था B.R. Ambedkar जी ने. The constitution was called a sacred document by B.R. Ambedkar. Bhimrao Ambedkar in 1947 became the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly of India. Ambedkar was a staunch constitutionalist. He believed that a government must be constitutional and constitution must be treated as a basic and sacred document. In which of the following cases Supreme Court held that the preamble forms the part of the constitution? That is Bommai versus Union of India. In the case of S.R. Bommai versus Union of India 1994, the Supreme Court held that the preamble is an integral part of the constitution. In the case of Keshwanand Bharti case versus State of Kerala, a bench of 13 judges of Supreme Court outlined the basic structure of the constitution. In which case did Supreme Court first declare that the preamble is not a part of constitution? तो बेरूबेरी केस में उन्होंने डिक्लेयर किया था that preamble will not be a part of constitution earlier. In which of the following cases Supreme Court regarded preamble as a part of the basic structure of the constitution? So basic structure बोला गया था केशवानंद भारती केस में. Preamble was regarded as the basic structure of the constitution in the Keshwanand Bharti case. Consider the following and arrange these in chronological order. Golaknath case, Keshwanand Bharti case, 24th Constitutional Amendment Act and 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. ठीक है, तो देखिए 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act तो हुआ था 1976 में, then 24th हुआ था 1971 में, केशवानंद भारती 1973 में हुआ था और गोलकनाथ केस हुआ था 1967 में. तो आंसर जो हो जाएगा दैट वुड बी 1, 3, 2 and 4. 1, 3, 2 and 4. Economic justice as one of the objective of Indian Constitution has been provided in. तो देखिए preamble में तो preamble and fundamental rights, preamble and DPSP, fundamental rights and DPSP. तो ये किस में है? Preamble explicitly provides for economic justice as an objective of Indian Constitution. The part of directive principles of state policy on the other hand contains several articles जो कि economic justice की बात करते हैं. जैसे कि article 38(1) ये बोलता है that state shall strive to promote the welfare of the people by securing and protecting as effectively as it may be a social order in which justice like social, economic and political shall inform all the institutions of the national life. The ideals that and objectives outlined in the preamble of the Indian Constitution have been further elaborated in. So they have been further elaborated in the chapter on directive principles of state policy, fundamental rights and fundamental duties. The main objective of the Constitution is to secure justice, social, economic and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship, equality of status and opportunity to all the citizens. The advancement of the people should not be a barrier to the advancement of the nation. So, the promotion of fraternity is also aimed in the Constitution. The ideals and objectives outlined in the preamble are included in the chapter related to fundamental rights, DPSP and fundamental duties. The mind of the makers of the Constitution of India is reflected in, so it is reflected in preamble. The objective of Indian Constitution is reflected in which of the following? Again, it is reflected in the preamble of the Constitution only. How many types of justice has been enshrined in the Constitution of India? How many types of justice has been enshrined in the preamble of the Constitution of India? तो 3 तरीके का justice है इसमें. 3 kinds of justice: social, economic and political. The preamble given in the Constitution is not enforceable in courts, is important to have utility, describe the aims of governance and helps to give a judicial meaning to our Constitution. देखिए सारे ही सही हैं, सारों का ऑप्शन दिया नहीं है. Preamble given in the Constitution is not enforceable in a court of law, बिल्कुल सही है. Preamble is amendable and is amended only once. और कब हुआ था? 42nd Amendment 1976 में. What is the legal nature of preamble of Constitution? Enforceable, not enforceable, may be enforced. तो ये not enforceable है. Which of the following factors constitutes the best safeguard of liberty in a liberal democracy? Best safeguard of liberty की बात करें. Committed judiciary, centralization of power, elected government and separation of power. देखिए separation of power जो है in the sorry in the liberal approach which is inherent in democracy, all forms of power are rooted in the will of the people. This approach enhances the rule of law as one of the basic foundations of democracy, and it affirms the separation of power as a vehicle for their restraint, and it promotes individuals' rights and freedoms as a prerequisite for their dignity. Committed judiciary will never go against the government's policies. Centralization of power refers to a setup in which the decision-making powers are concentrated in a few leaders at the top of organizational structure that may lead to authoritarian tendencies. So, elected government is expected to ensure liberty, but not the best safeguard to ensure liberty. Therefore, all three cannot be the answer. One of the implications of equality in the society is, so one of the implications of equality अगर हम देखेंगे तो that would be privileges. ठीक है. Restraints competition ideology. देखिए principle of equality largely confined to the test of eradicating the special privileges. This was evident in the fact that calls for formal equality were first made in the hope of breaking down the hierarchy of ranks and orders which had survived from feudal times. Privileges granted to one class of person on the grounds of gender, color, creed or religion are widely regarded as irrational prejudices which fall contrary to the principle of equality. Constitutional government means, constitutional government का क्या मतलब है? That a government limited by the terms of the constitution, that kind of government is known as constitutional government. The constitutional government or constitutionalism defines the government's authority is determined by a body of laws or constitution, although it is sometimes regarded as a synonym for the limited government. That is only one interpretation and by no means the most prominent one historically. Thus, option D is the correct answer. Which of the following is correct? Social equality is not guaranteed in our constitution. Social equality already existed. Social equality is guaranteed. So, social equality guaranteed hai. Equality has been guaranteed in our constitution under right to equality in article 14 to 18, and preamble also aims to ensure the social equality. ठीक है, तो ये कुछ क्वेश्चंस थे हमारे preamble पे. We have completed them. Next chapter जो हम start करेंगे that would be the governance system. Alright. So keep revising, keep studying, keep sharing and keep subscribing the channel and take care. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.